hi. I just wanted to, touch base with everybody and see how everybody was doing. And I thought it would be a good time to do a video regarding how do you introduce BDSM or poly into your relationship if your other partner isn't already aware you're into that kind of thing. Well, poly obviously is a little bit more difficult. BDSM not so much, depending what their views on it are and that. How it worked for us, Troy and I have been together for 6 years total. About 3 years into the relationship, he every once in a while kind of mentioned off and on that him and his ex had done a few things here and there as far as using a flogger and things like that in the bedroom just to spice things up. And I wasn't really that interested in it because I call myself a recovering Catholic, nothing against Catholics or Christianity or anything of that nature, as just that type of lifestyle doesn't work for me. I was raised that BDSM is wrong and everything. It's all about pain and control, and I was raised when my mom pretty much ran the family, so technically you could call that as a BDSM family because my dad pretty much just did whatever she said to do. So that was the way I was raised, that women were in control. And so when he had mentioned it to me, I'm like, no, that's not something I want to get into. Don't work, maybe in the bedroom once in a while, maybe kind of thing. Spanking, things of that nature, pulling hair, stuff like that. I kind of dabbled in that in other relationships. But, so then he heard about a website called FetLife through a friend of ours. And I checked it out and started talking to people, started reading up on how things worked and things like that. We went to our first party. It was a little nerve-wracking because we weren't sure that people were going to accept us with us not being, in the lifestyle kind of thing. And that just, that went very well. We still go to that same party. Every month. The people that run it are very well known in the community, and they're great people. And then it just kind of snowballed from there, and realized this is something I do want to do. The poly came about the same time. We'd always kind of talked about it here and there, of opening up our relationship, of sleeping with other people, things like that. Wasn't aware we weren't on the same page as far as what poly meant. So that has been an issue and still is, but we're working through it. And that's a little bit harder to do. As far as the BDSM, be slow about it. Give them the tools. Kind of, just in passing, in your conversations, like, would you be interested in doing spanking, flogging, to kind of spice up stuff in the bedroom? That'd be where I would start. See how they react to that. Then say, look, I'm interested in maybe looking into a, DS relationship, dominant, submissive, or slave, master slave, whatever, however you want to do it. So look, why don't you read this book? A good one to start with is BDSM 101. Kind of gives them an idea. Gives them a base point to go off of. There's plenty of websites. FetLife seems to be the best one that I have found. I have tried other ones, and there's a lot of fake people. And not there isn't on FetLife, but they're a little easier to weed out than on the other ones. you know, and try there. See how they react to it. If it turns out they're not interested in it, it's obviously not something you're going to bring up on your first date. You wait until you're dating for a while before you do this. I would suggest at least 6 months to a year before you even bring up the subject. You know, find out if it's going to be a potential long-term relationship before you bring up something that's going to potentially be damaging to the relationship. You know, so that way you don't want to, make the people upset and, you know, whatnot. You know, you know when it's a good time to bring up the subject. You know, how, you know, into a relationship you are and everything. As far as the poly, you have to be really, really, really careful on that one. If you're already practicing poly when you get into a relationship with somebody, tell them right away. Do not withhold that information from them. Because then if they don't want to stay in that relationship, they have the option to get out. Don't, you know, go into the relationship as if it's a monogamous thing, that it's just you two, and then, you know, 6 months down the road you tell them, oh, by the way, I've been dating this person and that guy and this guy and whatever. Wrong way to go about it, sorry. That's my opinion. You know, but that, in essence, is the absolute opposite of what poly is. That is cheating. If you want to be poly, you have to be honest. That is utmost the first thing you have to do, regardless of how much it hurts the other person or not. You have to be honest. Of course, you have to be honest in a way that's not going to hurt, you know, to limit the amount of pain involved, you know, which, depending on that person's issues, can be hard. Because you don't know what's going to be a trigger, what's going to cause them to be upset, what's not. So just go very slow with the poly thing. If your partner is not aware you are poly when you get into the relationship, or if you decide to open up your relationship after you've already been together, the two books that everybody always recommends when you first start into a poly relationship is Opening Up, which I have just started reading. It was a assignment by my master to read that, so I get, you know, a little bit more, so I know what I'm going through is normal, technically. And the other one is The Ethical Slut, which both are very easily defined on Amazon, anywhere else. And I don't know how many local bookstores happen to have them. Some libraries may have them. So if you're, you know, if money is an issue, things like that. But go very slow with the poly thing. Don't, if it turns out that, you know, one of you is poly and the other is mono, it is still doable. But you have to be very careful when you go in that route. Just, you know, don't go too fast with anything, with whether it be BDSM or whether it be poly, especially if you are single and trying to do this by yourself without a partner. That, you know, because there are so many situations where, more so women, that are taken advantage of, especially in the BDSM community, that because they're new, they don't know what is considered normal, what's not, and they're abused and, you know, actually beaten up, you know, even though it is by consent, but treated in a way that is not consensual. And so just be very, very, very careful. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. I will be on probably in a couple weeks with another video that I'm working on. Alright, talk to you later. Bye.